35192. Send me a text. Another one from Mike and Parma. He said, as Cleveland is a T-shirt-based economy, isn't it incumbent upon CLE Clothing Company to create a T-shirt that says, not flushable across the chest?
Not flushable.
Something to consider. We certainly don't want to go the way of Reading, California, where they're telling people, don't cut up your T-shirts, use them for toilet paper, and flush them.
Don't flush the wipes either. Those are so bad to flush.
It is amazing what you have to tell people. Well, that's the thing. There are still sectors of the economy that are going to be busier than ever. Plumbers. VCR repairmen, Bill.
Of course.
You drive past these stores that look long shuttered. I think they're going to be returning to a golden age, like television repair.
Vacuum salesman.
Like, vacuum repair. You go, how the hell is that person still in business? I assume most of their business is online. All the vacuum hose perverts that are out there, hitting them up, asking them to repair things.
Marriage counselors.
Sure.
And then just divorce lawyers. Still think there's going to be a lot of divorces.
I don't think there's going to be that many. I think people are going to make it through this.
All I'm saying is we're barely into this and people are like at each other's throats.
Yeah, but it's going to taper off. You can't live like that.
I think you have
That's
to.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to recalibrate. Listen, better or worse, sickness and in health, man. This is pretty sick.
That's what I'm saying.
So you got to kind of figure it out.
This sounds really bad. It's just going to be like, oh, what happened to Jenny? Like, oh, yeah, well, she lost consciousness. Like, oh, my gosh. Why? Because she couldn't breathe? And then they're like going to be like, oh, coronavirus? No, I strangled her in the backyard. No, she really got on my nerves. She
Domestic violence. It wasn't coronavirus.
Yeah, no big deal.
She couldn't breathe.
Domestic virus.
Domestic virus.
Anywho.
There's a meme that I saw that was like, as you work at home with the person that you love and like, you get to know the other side of them. You get to know their work self. Like, apparently I'm married to a guy that says, let's circle back. No idea.
I do love that. We'll move forward
think
with you
about
from
this,
there.
though. Think about all the people who are now, in effect, separated from their work wives and work husbands.
That's what I'm saying about the cheating thing. You can't cheat
right now.
That's not
cheating. I don't mean that. I mean, like, there's a lot of people have someone of the opposite sex. Yeah, this is not new.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, it's my work
it's not
husband.
cheating. This is my work husband, right? Like, everybody knows and they're in on it,
Yes.
and whatever. Those people
Alan
are,
is my work husband.
Yes, that's right. Bill's my work wife. And so, we're not separated yet, but that's something that we'll have to deal with if we are.
If we got quarantined at Squifle Tower, which I was like the first day we went there, I was like, watch the governor be like, you can't leave at all right now, emergency state of lockdown, and we're all just sitting at his house like, well, here we are. I guess
It was like, we only got one woman and one gay man. What y'all gonna do?
repopulate.
What's gonna pop?
Wow. All right.
I was more thinking how funny it would be to just keep a continuous live stream on all of us.
I would be terrified to be locked in an apartment
With the four of us?
with Poundcake for an extended period of time.
Bill.
Listen, the 4.5 hours that you guys were at my place was more than enough.
I believe it.
Like, getting you guys out of there felt very nice.
Was
you-
it
I was gonna
weird?
say,
Was it
did you
weird to have us
feel-
all there?
Oh, yeah.
Like
of
your
course
space
it's
was
weird.
invaded?
It's not like invaded, but it's just, it is taking a place where I relax and turning it into a workspace, and it wasn't like stressful or anything, but it is definitely different.
Not for its normal and intended purpose.
And like just having all that equipment out and everything, like, and it just didn't, the flow of the apartment felt a little weird. And then it was also stressful because I have a puppy, and there's a bunch of wires all over the place, and the puppy likes the wires, so I just didn't.
Who's your favorite character on The Wire?
I didn't watch it.
You said she liked The Wire.
She likes chewing on wires, Mary.
Oh, not Stringer Bell.
No.
Or Omar.
I was a Stringer Bell man.
I liked Stringer. I liked Omar, too.
But now Stringer's got the COVID-19.
My mom just sent a picture of their dining room, and it was painted white before, and it's painted white now. She's like, hey, Dad just painted the dining room. I'm
Maybe
like,
it's eggshell.
This is not an update anybody needed.
It's like when the Browns went more orangey.
Yeah, the orange is more orange.
Did she go from
Orange
eggshell to ecru, or like a vanilla to a...
I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, but right now I remember it being almost the same. So I don't know if they had a different color on it, but right now, without a before and after, right now I'm just looking at it and thinking, looks the same.
By the way, I love that because that is the most Mormon thing I've ever heard in my life. Your dad put up a new coat of white.
The house wasn't pure enough.
Covered up the old white, put up a new coat of white paint.
She was just probably happy that he was busy for a day because if, like, with everything going on, he's not working as much, and when he's not working, he's very annoying to my mom.
Well, because he wants something to do.
Yeah, he's a busybody.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, he needs to do something, so she was happy to have that. So good for him.
I don't know if this will affect...
Don't paint my place, Dad.
I don't know if this will affect their stock at all, but an employee at the Purell factory in Cuyahoga Falls is positive for the COVID-19.
Of all the places, man.
Gojo Industries is down in Cuyahoga Falls. They make Purell and other sanitizers, and they reported yesterday that one of their employees is, they think, has the coronavirus.
How? It's right there.
Because I think I don't think these people are taking showers in their product.
They could.
But,
Not doing shots of it.
They should.
obviously, this is a place that had been ramping up production of what they do, right? They're not going to close. They're like, we make hand sanitizer, bro. So I don't know what kind of position that this puts them in, but it's kind of weird if the Purell factory has somebody walking around who has that. They have had a press conference just about every day from the White House briefing room, of course, and it reminds me of when we talked about how fun the sign language interpreter is.
Oh, yeah.
At these, or at a concert, at a hip-hop show, if you ever see the sign language interpreter off to the side. This Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has been front and center through this whole thing explaining the scientific end of the coronavirus, this guy is essentially Trump's sign language interpreter. The president goes up and says something completely incorrect, and then Fauci has to walk up, clarify. They're taking twice as long to give half as much information because he's got to go up and go, no, I can't have people saying
coming out next
not
week.
a vaccine coming up,
It's going to take a while.
They were talking about this malaria drug that might work on coronavirus, and so Trump's up there going, there's a lot of this going out, and then Fauci steps up. We can't say that it's not even clinical trials yet. It's not, and then he steps back, and then some other meathead gets up there and says something else, and then Fauci's back there face palming, and he said he did some video thing with Mark Zuckerberg talking about the coronavirus yesterday.
2 days ago, we gave the first injection to a normal volunteer for a phase 1 trial to see if it's safe. It's going to take a few months to show that the initial safety is okay. Then you go into a phase 2 trial. That will take another 6 to 8 months to even know if it works. So at the fastest we can go, it's going to take a year to a year and a half to know if we have a vaccine that we can use.
So it's got to be tough to be these scientists who are working. They have very specific models that they're using because they're the scientists. But you have, and the public health people obviously are more on their side, but you have people who are politicians or governors who are like, well, we have to manage large groups of people and their reactions to it. And so there's this natural friction between how quickly can we do what we want to do and here's how quickly we can realistically do science stuff. If you want it to be effective or whatever.
It's a process.
It is a process. Pretty wild.
Heavy cream is the color that they used.
Heavy cream.
It's now heavy cream.
So that's different than white.
Not much.
Still a shade of white. Your cream.
It's not anything that you're going to look at and go, oh, this looks
Oh,
so different
heavy
in
cream,
here.
yeah.
I mean, she even said, we didn't want to go too big of a change.
Paint companies come up with multiple names for white, essentially, right? But they still come up with them. They're like, well,
That'd be a fun job.
if you look at the swatches, there are shades of difference, sure.
The names are all over the place.
Well, they are. And as much fun as people think it is to paint a room or to give a room a new look, and it can be, going through the swatches is a mind-numbing experience.
Oh, I bet.
Because you're looking, you just get ocular fatigue after a while. When we moved into the house we're in now, we knew there were a handful of places we were going to repaint. We're going to strip some stuff and repaint. And when you're looking at swatches, when you have 5 technically different shades of blue, but they all kind of look the same,
right.
You're left with well, do you like this? What?
Heavy cream is in the family of warm whites.
Oh, yeah, warm
Thank
whites.
you, Bill. So get your colors right, all right?
Well,
Did
not,
I say it wasn't?
I'm just kidding.
not stark whites, warm whites.
Right.
Yeah, when you're sitting there going, well, do you like nautical blue or do you like royal blue? You're like, I don't know. One of these is fine. Sure.
Do you like turbulent sea or do you want?
Yeah, turbulent sea.
So many.
I mentioned Dr. Deborah Birx, who was part of this coronavirus task force as well. Played a little clip from her the other day. She also announced in the briefing today that they're seeing a concerning... First of all, sorry to all of you who thought because you were 22 you weren't going to get sick. A lot of people now are getting sick who are younger. It's just that they hadn't seen it before now. This notion that because you were younger you couldn't get sick always seemed crazy, but okay, a lot of people bought into it. I'm fine. Played you the Spring Breakers the other day. They're like, if I get it, I get it, you know. Well, now there's just starting to see a huge explosion in that demographic, whatever.
Oh, who would have thought?
Everyone, except those people who were... But they are saying that they're seeing a concerning trend of COVID-19 killing twice as many men as women. So that's just another weird variable in this whole thing.
Is it a chromosome thing?
So we're going to really get to put that if women ruled the world thing to the test pretty soon. Because the global death toll now is over 10,000 people from this. And if it's killing twice as many men, let's say 6,000 of those are men, 4,000 women, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe the safest demographic, this is not information that I'm putting out there, this is speculation on my stupid brain. Maybe the safest demographic is young girls.
That's why Girl Scouts are so important.
That's right. They provide cookies and possibly antibodies.
Future leaders.
Yes, immunity. Here's Dr. Birx talking about this.
Continue to review the data very carefully from around the globe, as I know many of you are. We continue to see signs that, again, individuals under 20, 19 and under may have severe disease, but majority and all have recovered to date. We still see that same trend. And frankly, from Italy, we're seeing another concerning trend that the mortality in males seems to be twice in every age group of females. This should alert all of us to continue our vigilance to protect our Americans that are in nursing homes.
So I guess it just depends on how important we are to you, ladies.
I also have a theory.
Go
As
ahead.
Dr. Berglund always say, that men always wait to go to the doctor.
I believe that.
So I think that is a huge factor in this, where guys think that they'll be able to shake it off, and they wait too long before they check themselves into the hospital, and that's why they're dying more.
We tried to reach out to the man who died in this pursuit. They were unavailable for comment.
People are dying that have never died before.
People are dying who've never died
I told you
before.
that was fake. Even for
Is it
Trump,
fake?
I knew that was fake.
That's
yes.
like we saw that going
There's
around yesterday.
no way that was real. He said a lot of dumb crap, and I'm like, there's no way he said people are dying that have never died before.
I don't care. It's still a great line.
It's a great line, but I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way that that's
I
real.
won't- Yeah.
Hey,
But it's true, too. People right now are dying that have never died before.
it is absolutely true. It's
Yeah.
factually correct.
We can attribute that to Mary, maybe.
That is not
Yeah.
fake news. People love Tom Hanks. Bill's line, of course, hey, your feet are not someone else's feet.
Sam Smith is gay.
Sam Smith is gay.
The thing is,
And there are people dying who have never died before.
the fact that people had to think about if it was true or not is part of the problem.
That's the
If
scarier
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Obama
Absolutely.
said that, they would be like, that's obviously fake. But Trump be like,
Like, he did not. Where's the tweet?
Yeah,
Someone show me the tweet.
we need to
If
find the
anyone,
video.
if anyone else had said that, they would have said no, they didn't say that.
yeah.
Hey, Mike,
Yes, sir.
what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Good.
I have a theory about the guy that works at the Gojo industry.
Okay.
Recently, they've been posting a lot about jobs hiring, looking for people to work there.
Yeah.
So maybe he was a new guy that got in there. It might not be somebody that has worked there for a long time.
Oh, you mean he brought it
brought it
with
in.
him?
Yes, he might have brought it in.
Yeah, he may have. What do I know?
It's very possible because there's been a lot of posts. I live in the Falls. There's been a lot of posts where, they're looking for people to work there.
Sure.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
Very,
also...
very high demand, very, everything. So
Yeah.
What do you do, Mike? Are you working?
I work in a kitchen. Yes, I'm a cook.
Oh, and you're working.
Yes. We don't do delivery. We are only doing carry out right now.
And are you? I mean, is it okay? Are you freaking out? What?
When the crowd gets a little too busy in the foyer area, I get a little nervous. But
I mean, business wise, it's a good problem to have.
No, we've cut our sales are cut in half. At least half. It's bad, and we get there's a tip jar up there, and nobody's leaving any tips at all.
Well, and the trouble is that people, even for like celebrity chefs, the margins on restaurants are so razor thin that like nobody's living high in the hog. And I was reading a thing, they're like, look, 75% of restaurants just might not come back.
Yeah.
They're just
done. And then I work in a little diner, a little mom, just one owner, his only place. It's not a franchise or whatever, but.
Yeah. What's your place? Give him a plug. What's your place?
It's called John's Best Gyro. It's in Bedford Heights.
Okay. And then people should leave tips when they get carryout.
Yes.
All right.
Please.
I mean, it's appreciated, of course.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
You ordered Domino's the other night, didn't you, Bill? For Grandma?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that pizza she likes.
That pizza she likes, yes.
But you saw they're hiring 10,000 people.
Good for them.
Because all these pizza joints are like, we are, at a time like this.
They're booming.
They're booming. Domino's is hiring 10,000 people to work for their stores.
Grandma liked the pizza, and then we played Scrabble, and I won because I'm good.
That made her angry, I bet.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't know enough words to play that game.
Well, that's like I was playing with her and my girlfriend Sam, and I know all like the 2-letter words that you can use to get like a bunch of points.
QI,
QI,
XI,
yeah, and stuff like that. And she's like, "What does this word mean?" I'm like, "I don't know what it means. I just know it's a word."
I know I'm allowed to play it.
Yes.
Loophole.
I don't know what authenticality means, Grandma. I just know that it's worth 45 points.
Triple word score.
Discount Drug Mart is hiring. I saw 250 people they're going to hire, but that's like across the state. So that's like 3 people per store, maybe. I don't know.
Saving you the runaround.
Something, yeah.
So Discount Drug Mart is going to be hiring people. But yeah, the pizza joints, boy, are blowing up.
I ordered out from, there's a place in Rocky River called Joe's Deli. They have a banging menu. They have a lot of really good food. But they had it looked like a line of Chick-fil-A. They had like cones set up, and it went like out around the building and like down into the street a little bit. And they were like I saw them changing their gloves every time. They would take your credit card in, swipe it out, bring you your food, and then you would like drive out. So you never even got out of your car.
Chick-fil-A still open?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know what fast food restaurants
I think
like
if you,
are.
I think
most are.
if they have a drive-through, they're open.
Well, that's essentially what they were creating. You called in your order ahead of time, and then they did they brought it out curbside. It was nuts. But their food is so good, and they also gave a free dessert that said "thank you" on the little thing.
Yeah, here's a free dessert.
It felt good.
Yeah, like KFC.
Hey, we appreciate
hey, here's
you,
a cake. You want a chocolate cake?
It was some kind of a coconut something, and it was really good. Coconut and chocolate chips, and I don't even know.
I'll tell you who else is blowing up. They were just here last night. We are here today because they had a sanitizing company come in overnight. Spent about 8 hours sanitizing this floor. Those companies. It's like a gold rush out there right now.
Do you think they're just coming in here and like walking around just spraying Lysol and being like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching? Like nobody's here to... Yeah, no one's monitoring the sanitation that's happening.
That's true. And I walked in, I was like, it doesn't smell any different.
Oh,
like,
it smelled
it
totally
smelled
different.
very
to
different.
me.
Maybe I didn't get here earlier.
It had like that cool sanitation smell to it. Yeah,
I was out in the hallway and I saw Java, and he was walking past, and he's like, did they sanitize in here? I'm like, I think so. He's like, it doesn't smell any different. I was like, I thought the same thing, but
smelled different to me.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Well, my ex-wife texted to see how everybody was doing and blah blah blah, and she has a friend who's a CFO of a bank in Detroit, and they brought in a company to do their whole building, 53,000 square feet, and she's like, and the company charges $5 a square foot.
Whoa!
So she's like, so they're dropping like $250,000 on this building.
Damn.
So if you're working for
And
one of
just
those
walking
companies,
through Lysol. Yep.
Wow.
I'm sure that's what they do.
They're doing more than that. They're wiping everything down. I'm sure they're cleaning.
Yes,
they're
that's
not
what
just
these-
spraying
that's what
Lysol.
these companies do.
Right, but we were wiping everything down already. Like, it's just...
Yeah, but we weren't trying nearly as hard. What did you wipe down in the kitchen?
Well, I wiped everything down.
You did? You went into the kitchen in the break room and wiped stuff down?
Well,
You
no,
wiped down the
no,
vending
I wiped,
machines?
I did what I was supposed to do, which was
Right.
wipe down the stuff that I used in the studio and in my office.
Right.
So that's all been wiped down. So.
Yeah, but you don't.
But again, like wiping something
it.
down, $5 a square foot, or for 5 square feet, like that's yeah. And again, no one's monitoring them.
Yeah, but they're still going to do their job.
Are they?
Yes.
I mean, I certainly hope so. We're all sitting here.
Right. They're going to do their job.
Are they?
Yes, they're going to do their job.
Of
all the times, man. If they came in and sanitized and then something still happened, that whole company's getting sued.
But also, I don't.
Somebody else had it. Somebody else already had it.
No, nobody was here.
Yeah, we're the only ones here.
It was completely wiped out,
Yeah,
and then we
all
come in and get
interacted
it.
with other people at some point, and then also it takes like a week for symptoms to even manifest.
I think you're being ridiculous.
What he's saying is that there's no culpability if a company, you know, they're indemnified. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I take them at their word. I mean, it's all I know is what
I'm sure this company did a great job.
It smelled differently, and you know, whatever.
But I'm saying, if you wanted to get a racket going, that's the racket to get going right now.
So you're saying that you would start your own sanitization company, and you would just walk around with a Lysol bottle and go cha-ching, and then 8 hours later, somebody would show up and you go, all done.
Mm-hmm. For someone who thinks that insider trading is wrong, he sure doesn't have a problem ripping people off.
He never said he didn't have a problem ripping people off.
That was his problem with insider trading.
His problem with insider trading had to do because it was senators that were doing it, elected officials. He's not an elected official.
Cheating and lying and scumbaggy.
He didn't like school. He never learned that those were wrong.
Oh, is that
yeah, you don't learn that.
back this guy up at all right now.
And then there's
If you profit from it, it's fine.
What's that?
If you profit from it, it's fine.
No. I'm gonna make sure everything's sanitized.
He grew up in a house surrounded by warm cream paint. What do you expect?
No, it's warm cream paint now. No, heavy cream.
Heavy cream. Sorry, it's a warm vanilla.
Warm cream paint had to cancel their show at the Agora.
We are warm cream paint. They were on that Pussy Riot show that I was going to. All right, let me break. The Bill Squire Friday Get Down is straight ahead of you, brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey. If you want to get a text in, 35192.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you